Hi guys, so there is a lot of news to get through. I will try to be as quick and condensed as possible, but I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be a very long video. First up, it is only a few more weeks until the monumental 200th episode, and there's a whole lot of spoilers coming in. This 200th episode, I'm not gonna lie folks, it's gonna be a big deal. There is going to be a chance that this will be one of those episodes of television that, when it's over, you will find yourself crying on the floor in front of the television. Your life possibly forever changed. So just saying, when that time comes, brace yourself. So there's been a lot of stuff pouring in about this episode. These are the highlights. I've included all of my sources in the bottom bar if you would like to read further. To start off, the 200th episode will be called Life Before His Eyes and will air on February 7th. It is being called the What If episode. TV Line had a quote from Gary Glassberg about the episode, and he says, "It is very much about a pivotal moment that Gibbs faces, and it literally looks back at key moments through 9 years of NCIS where decisions had to be made, and had people gone in one direction instead of another, how the world would have ended up." I still haven't been able to put together, and feel free to correct me in the comments, whether or not it's like one alternate universe that they're just going to go back and forth between, or if it's just like a bunch of different ones that we're going to see. So I'm kind of thinking it'll be all these different scenarios where Gibbs has like changed one of his decisions and he gets to see kind of like the after effects of it. Anyway, moving on, a large chunk of this episode will take place at the never before seen highway underpass diner at which Gibbs gets his coffee every morning. A scene from the episode in that diner was showed to the audience at the TCA, in which Gibbs is approached by a hooded stranger with a gun. And before Gibbs could even identify himself, a shot is fired. But from whose gun? We'll have to wait and see. It kind of sounds to me like this scene is the teaser, aka the short scene right before they roll the credits, but I could be wrong. So this is the What If episode, so what kind of what ifs can we expect? Well, for starters, they didn't confirm that Kate would be back, but they did not deny it either. My guess is she'll have a cameo. And I will cry so many tears. And also Sean Murray mentioned a what if Abby and McGee were married scenario. I really don't know if that's actually a scenario they're going to cover or if it was just him kind of throwing that out there, but I hope it's the former. I hope that they're actually going to have McGee and Abby married. That'd be so cool. I hope there's babies. I'm hesitant to think they'll cover it because it just sounds like too good to be true. And a lot of you are probably wondering, but what of the Tiva? Well, in the AU universe, Ziva never became a Mossad liaison because Kate never died. Tony remembers catching a glimpse of Ziva a few years ago, but when they cross paths in this episode, they're pretty much strangers. And apparently it's all old Ziva, in your face and sexual. I just love this whole what if idea purely for this purpose because, like, I love old Ziva. I know that the character had to grow and mature, but I just love old Ziva. I wish he could just stay the same stagnant character for years. I don't even care. Also appearing in this episode, Shannon and Kelly. They appear to tell Gibbs that his life really isn't all that tragic, and if it wasn't for their deaths, he never would have gone on to become an NCIS agent and saved so many lives as a result. And finally, Jimmy, aka Brian Dietzon's abs, will make an appearance. Is there going to be like an alternate universe that for like some reason Jimmy just goes around flashing his abs and it's all because Gibbs like didn't do something at some point? So thoughts, are you excited? Are you not excited? Do you think it's going to suck? Do you think it's going to be amazing? Is there any what if scenarios that have not been mentioned that you hope that they tackle? Also, just a reminder, Kate may be in the episode, Barry going to be in the episode, Jenny unfortunately not going to be in the episode. So are you freaking out? Do you need like a minute before we move on? Okay, take a minute. Breathe in, breathe out. So in some other spoilery news, Ziva's muse/mentor, the Mike Franks to her Gibbs, is going to show up in an upcoming episode. This character is going to guide her a little bit in figuring out exactly what she wants in life. My first thought when I read that, not gonna lie, I hope this relates to Tiva. Will this person show up and be like, "Young Padawan, bang the Tony, you must"? So Tiva was my first thought. My second thought was, when you take the pebble from my hand? That can be our trivia question for this video. What episode is that from? Also a little reminder, Lauren Holly, who played Jenny, is going to appear on Lost Girl. The episode airs this Sunday in Canada, so watch it if you can. Next, you might remember way back a few months ago, Jamie Lee Curtis was going to guest star on NCIS, but for whatever reason, probably scheduling conflict, she couldn't actually make it, so they bumped her storyline until like February, I think is what they said originally. So there is an article about her episodes, but it sounds kind of like a lot of the same quotes that we got back in the fall. But we do know that she's going to be in 2 episodes, and the first one is going to be episode 202, which is episode 16. In other spoilery news, the show is working to bring back the Abby is adopted storyline. Yay! I felt kind of bad because I was all like, what happened to this storyline? And then the article, he's like, I love how we're on a show where the fans like are totally cool with us like waiting a few episodes to do a storyline. And I'm like, not me. No, I want to know now. Sorry. Also coming up, some really strong team-oriented storylines, according to Double G Gary Glassberg. And they also plan to bring Eli back eventually, but no concrete plans as of yet. So NCIS is on the cover of TV Guide. There's 3 different covers, big photo shoot, whole thing, nice big article. I'm unfortunately not in the States, so I can't get my hands on it, but there are scans that showed up on Tumblr, link in the description. It's a really good article, there's lots of stuff in it, it's an article that is definitely worth a read. It is mostly about the 200th episode, a lot of stuff that was in there I talked about earlier, but we did get one little tidbit about the finale, and that is that the bachelor party and wedding of Jimmy Palmer is going to be the focus of the finale. And this is nothing we really couldn't put together before, but I'm still just really excited. I love the idea of a wedding storyline. Also, TV Guide uploaded a behind-the-scenes video of the photo shoot. It's so cute. Go watch it, link in the description. In other spoiler news, we also got some more information on Tony's ex-fiancée, Wendy. Coming to us also from TV Guide. Ziva gets her claws into Wendy pretty quickly, perhaps looking for dirt on Tony. Ziva is fascinated by Wendy because of the history, and Tony is mortified by the idea of leaving them alone, executive producer Gary Glassberg says, adding that both Tony and Wendy still have feelings for each other. But don't look for Wendy's visit to completely deflate this season's TV attention. By the end of the season, they're both going to have a better understanding of what they want from the future, Glassberg says. There's a lot going on about Ziva and her future. You know, her mentor's going to show up and talk to her about her future. She's had to think about her future when it comes to Ray, and now Wendy's going to have her thinking more about her future. But honestly, Ziva's on NCIS and she has ovaries. She might not have that much of a future. And by that I mean she's probably going to die. I kid. NCIS has picked up on the fact that they kill off way too many women, which is why EJ's not dead. Yeah, that's when NCIS decides to stop doing it. Yeah, when EJ shows up. Thanks, NCIS. Thanks for, you know, getting on that feminism ship just in time. Okay, back to Wendy. Maybe they'll kill Wendy. As for the career switch, TV Line got some information on that. As for nitpicking that Wendy was long ago established to be a music teacher versus a journalist, Glassberg says, Steve speaks to that in the script. She decided that she wanted more out of life, so she took on a journalism job. At least they address it, thankfully. It's true, Wendy, you were just wasting your life giving the gift of music to children. It's a good thing you stopped that. Can you tell I hate Wendy already? Can you tell? Finally, last piece of news. Michael Weatherly and Polly Perrette recently tweeted these photos, which I don't really know what to make of. Maybe they're doing a superhero episode, but yeah. So I'm wondering what episode they're filming. Is it the 200th one? Is this one of Gibbs's alternate realities where they're all superheroes? I don't know. Maybe it's probably just an episode where like they go into the world of everyday superheroes or something. I think Castle did that. But these pictures just really struck me as random. So, any thoughts?